Happening, people, welcome back to Hustle Smart. It's Shubbz here, and today we've got a new co-host. I mean, Alex is still here, just not here for this episode. But yeah, we've got a new co-host for today. Introduce yourself, Mr. New co-host.
Cool. Hi guys, my name is Mr. CNO, but obviously you know me as Tunde if you see me about. Obviously my friends and family know. But yeah, literally I just do a motivation page called Consistent in Living. So it's the Consistent in Living project. I basically started this a few years ago, if I'm dead honest. Like whoever had me on Snap, like when I was back in uni, they saw me like just posting quotes. I used to just take a blank picture and just put a quote by me. I used to make like loads of quotes. I used to try to be as consistent as possible, innit?
Yeah.
So I just thought, let me do different quotes now. So when it's that third year, I kind of like had different inspirations, different thoughts. So it just kept me like going. Then someone messaged me like said, like, bro, like I can't, like you need to put your quotes onto Instagram, like actually get yourself out there, like have like a storage like vault where it's like you can see all your quotes, you can literally see your progress as well. So I thought, okay, cool, like let me see what it's saying.
Yeah.
So as I've done that now, I just thought, yeah, it's tough for this. Like it tells a story as well.
Yeah.
Like before, I used to do like I was saying, I used to take like pictures of like, anything. Like let's say, I'll be in here, I'll just take a picture of here and then just put a quote. Like even at one point, I must have had like a Greg's quote where I can't even remember what it is, but when I do get up, I'll send it to you later. Like I usually just take pictures, then whatever's there, I'll just make a quote out of that. So I think something about golden toast or something, I can't remember, but something like that, innit? Literally, I was getting inspiration from everywhere and anywhere. Literally on my way to work and all these stuff. So yeah, that's literally how to wrap up the Consistent Living project, just trying to provide motivation for like those who like need it the most, you feel what I'm saying?
So what made you want to sort of get into like motivational speaking, or what made you want to start a page, or what made you just want to start putting out motivational stuff? Because a lot of the time it's like you could find that motivation and keep it to yourself, but what made you want to put it out there?
It started from sixth form, if I'm dead honest. Because long story short, I failed, I flopped. Like I flopped with flying colours, bro. Like flying colours. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was just like, damn, like I can't even say my grades. They're crazy. But that then kind of pushed me. I just thought, you know what, I need to get into college and do this thing properly. And then even like looking for colleges, that was a myth because it's like my grades weren't really saying much. Like my GCSEs were okay, cool. Like managed to land me the job I have now. Like thank God. But
did you flop? A levels or GCSEs?
A levels. Like I flopped A levels, and then I went to college.
In your first year?
Yeah, my first year. Yeah. So then,
tough.
Yeah, trust me, bro, that broke my heart.
Yeah,
it actually broke my heart.
Yeah.
So moving on to college, that was like the push. I was like, yo, like get your motivation on. Like whatever traits you want, you can be inspired, you can be disciplined, you can be dedicated, persistent. Like we can keep going on and on. But what action are you putting now to get you to where you want? Because you want to go to uni, you want to be that accountant, right? But you actually need to push yourself. So I started getting motivation from like Tumblr, like even like my boy Jono, like he knows that from Tumblr we just used to get quotes and that he brought me into it. So from there I just started looking at all these quotes, motivating myself, and I thought, you know what, I can do my own quotes and do my own thing. And then from there, just like little steps to doing, and then that's how the way how the actual brand CNO came out, that's a whole different story. But just the motivation side, that's how it came from me.
No, that's dope. In secondary school, we had this guy called Action Bronson or Action Jackson.
Yeah, Action Jackson.
Did he come to your school as well?
He came to my college, you know.
Oh yeah, Action Jackson. Shout out Action Jackson. He came over to our school, and that's when I first heard of like affirmations and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's funny because I forgot about it till like 2 years ago, like last year. But yeah, so he came over to our school, started talking about affirmations, motivation, and all these things. And like when you're quite young, you really, I was hearing it because I was quite clued up. But I was also like, it's all good talking and all that stuff, but it's like over the years, like that sort of planted a little seed in me. Like I probably didn't clock it till later on. And then I think that's when I started listening to like Eric Thomas and all their motivational videos. Because like, you know, when you get to that stage, like GCSE exam times or like A-level exam times, like those stages were hard. So now like I feel like it's dope because a lot of people definitely needed motivation around them times. Because like, it's funny because every stage you're at, you always feel like everything depends on it. Definitely. So like you get to GCSEs and you're like, oh shit, like I need to murk this because like I need to get into that sixth form or to that college. Then you get into A-levels and you're like, oh shit, I need to get into uni. So there's always like something depends on it, and it's like so like heavy and like there's just so much like pressure and anxiety that comes with it. So now that's dope that you started the whole motivational page and stuff like that. So like, how do you get motivated? Is it because it's all good reading a quote and agreeing with it, but motivation is more than just like agreeing with a quote? Like, how do you get motivated for those like who may lack motivation and stuff like that?
To be honest, my environment plays the biggest role. Like from my sisters, my mum, my brother, like my close friends around me. Like they're all giving me little bits of them that I can now implement into my day. Like one of my boys, he told me about try waking up at 4 a.m. or 4:30, go gym, have the rest of the day to do what you wanted to do.
Do you do that?
I actually tried it in university. I tried it in third year.
How did that play out?
It was amazing. It was different.
Oh yeah.
It's like, imagine you're waking up at 4:30, the gym's like 10 minutes down the road, and then you quickly do gym. Then you eat.
What time are you sleeping though?
You sleep at like 9, 10. Like 9 p.m, 10 p.m, not obviously in the AM. You got stuff to do, but yeah, so around like 9 p.m, 10 p.m, then it's like, I'm thinking about sleep because I'm doing so much. Like let's say I do uni from like 9 to 3, and then I'm doing like a library session at, let's say 5 to 7. I'm not gonna lie, after I'm gonna go home, I might eat something and then I'm going to sleep. Like, but it just depends because I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, I've done that all the time.
Yeah.
That would be a super cap. But it's like when I could, I'll do it and then go from there. And honestly, it made a difference. Like, I'm even trying to practice that again now.
That
more
whole
consistent.
That whole way, the whole waking up early for me thing is like, end of the day, you don't want to be tired. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you can't be productive if you're tired. So to me, it doesn't really matter what time you wake up. Like my body naturally wakes up early because of like adjusting, like working and just over the years. But like for me, I feel like you can still wake up 7, 8, 9, 10 and still have a productive day.
No, 1,000%.
Because a lot of people don't manage their time properly. And that's what it's down to, how you manage your time, what you're doing with the time you have. Because like end of the day, you can wake up at 4:30 a.m. and then like, so like I feel at the end of the day, I feel like whatever works for you works.
Yeah,
like I don't prescribe what people should do. I just say from my own experience and others say from theirs. And I feel like as long as you can manage your time and make sure you're making your day as productive as you can, that 4:30 a.m. thing is a bit, it's not a bit
trust
of me.
me, bro. It's not for the weak hearted. It's that once you start it, it's either you continue or you wake up at a time that's suitable for you. Because I'm not gonna recommend it to everyone. I would only say try it, see how you feel, manage your time. Like let's say, start if you are gonna try it, start waking up at 6, do a bit more, and then continue with your day as normal. And then try to do like an hour before. But as you're doing that hour before, remember your sleep is vital. You want to rest, you want to look after your body. So if you're sleeping at 12, 1, that's ridiculous. You're killing yourself basically. Try to sleep at like 10, 11, and then you start to see a difference, not only in the time you're waking up, but your sleeping pattern. Yeah. How you manage your like energy throughout the day. Because I won't lie, I've tried it again like of recent. Yeah. I don't want like during like the hours of like 9 to 5 working, it's like my productivity is like 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Then obviously that's the break. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, you feel me? But if I have to stay late and do what I gotta do, then it's I'll just have to put headphones in and like 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever time I'm still there, just like maximize the workload whilst like no one's in the office, because you know how it goes. Like you got people trying to make you laugh. Yeah. You might distract yourself and all these little stuff, but it's just about focusing your mind and just do what you gotta do, really. So no, that's good. Like, so one of my habits last year was
like utilizing my peak hours, like when I'm most active or when my brain is most active. And that's like when, as soon as you get into work. So making sure that I'm finishing all the big tasks as soon as I get in, and everything that's important, I'm doing it first rather than after lunch. Because after lunch, you're just ready to go home now.
1,000%.
So yeah, for sure, like it's good to know sort of when you're most productive and making the most out of it. Because like some people also are most productive at night.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I'm not. Like I just fall asleep. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's definitely important to know when you're most productive and making sure you're doing everything you need to do them times, everything that's important them times as well. So yeah, man.
But you see, in university, did you ever used to have like late nights where you might not even sleep throughout the whole night just to get this one assignment done?
The thing is, I was never that kind of person.
Yeah.
I was never that kind of person. I always like try and do things early before it's crunch time. Some people enjoy working under pressure, and I was having this conversation with someone like, why do you like doing everything last minute? And they're like, under pressure is when I perform the best.
Yeah.
I can't do my disso in a week or in 4 days, like, or in 2 weeks. Do you get what I mean? Like, I had to start my disso like 3 months, 6 months, like, just so I'm making sure I have enough time. Because like the type of person I am, I'm not the type like when things get overwhelming, it's like very hard for me to really focus. So like I'm not the type to stay up all night. I know for a fact that if I just do it from early and break it down into stages, I wouldn't need to be doing all-nighters. And doing all-nighters does not mean you're actually mashing work or being productive. Do you get what I mean?
It just shows that time management wasn't the best at that time.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And even comes into like me trying not to always be busy. Do you get what I mean? Because like that's the thing, like a lot of people confuse like productivity and and working hard in a sense of just like working consistently. Like when you're working consistently, it's also like I say to Alex every time, like focus on things that move the needle. Like you can be working on so many things, but at the end of the day, what's actually bringing you the like biggest results, or what's actually breeding results? Because you can be doing so many different things, but at the end of the day, it amounts to nothing. And then you could be actually like, this is where the whole hustle smart came from. You could actually be hustling smart, focus on things that move the needle, focusing on things that are of importance, and you could finish your day normal or early, and you don't need to be doing the whole all night stuff. Do you get what I mean?
No, obviously, you're right.
So it's just like I just sort of had to switch from like always being active and always just working, because at the end of the day, you also need rest as well. And you can't do any work if you're not fully rested as well. So yeah, that's one thing I clocked as well.
Yeah, definitely, because the whole resting thing, I feel like it's really underrated.
It is.
Because even last year, I was working way too hard because it's like I graduated from uni, I wanted a job. And then I see myself doing like crazy shifts at one point. It's like I was doing accounting like part-time. Like it was on Friday, I remember it. It's crazy. I done 9 to 5 in the office and then done like 6 to 1 in like my Wetherspoons. Bro, like, that's 16 hours of work.
6 to 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
How many times a week?
Bro, after I done that, I never done that again. Like, I actually respected myself. I thought, all this like, yeah, cool, you're making money, but bro, you're killing yourself. Yeah, that's 16 hours of you to someone else and what? A few hours of break here and there, and then like 2-3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Come on. You get what I mean? It made no sense. After that, I said to myself, I need to put my faith and energy into something that's actually going to give me time and energy to do my thing plus more. So
that's interesting. Because I came across a tweet today that said, would you rather work 70 hours a week for a 6-figure salary? And my answer was quite simple, yes. But 70 hours a week that's a lot.
Nuts.
But also, like, you have to also remember, like, that's what it takes. In my opinion, like, if anyone's doing like 30, 40 hours a week and getting 6 figures a year, then they should please let me know. But the thing is also like the whole like delayed gratification, the whole consistency, the long term it's like no one just ends up on a 6-figure salary.
Yeah,
I hope people can correct me if I'm wrong, because I need to find a way to get there and continue hustling smart. Do you get what I mean? But like, I don't feel like you can get to a place where you're earning 6 figures a year without having to put in like mad amount of hours. Do you get what I'm saying?
1000%.
But I also feel like I wouldn't do that for a long time. I'll do it for about 2-3 years, and so like find a way to systemize it, and then to get me hands free, that kind of vibe. But then again, it's also like, one thing I've noticed is people want different things.
Yeah.
Like people, and it's totally fair enough. Like I'm always stuck between like not what to choose, but like at the end of the day, you want to live your life, because you can have all the you could be chasing all the money in the world and never have it and never fully live your life. But you also want to make sure you're generating wealth, generational wealth, and all these things. So it's very hard to find a balance, and that's why I just sort of try and live in the present, but also try and work for the future as well. So it's a tough one. But what about you? What would your response be to that question?
In my present situation now, I would have to decline it, because I've had like I won't say a 6-figure salary. I'll be super capping.
But something that
I had something that would have doubled my wages in the current role I was in, but it wasn't for like, to be honest, in 2 years I could have made like shy of 100, but that's not long term. It's not gonna get me to where I want to be in the next like 3 to 5 years. So I thought, you know what,
what roles are paying shy of 100, just so we start adjusting our CVs, bro? If you just let us know, so we can start going on Job Library.
But you know what's funny though, is like, I got approached on LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, I saw this, I was literally like, you can ask like AJ and Glenn. Was that like one of my friends' motives? And then I'm looking on my phone, I'm seeing this message, I'm like, bro, what's this? I'm like, whoa. I thought, that's peng, but literally, do you know what's funny? The day after, I was going to Jersey for work.
Okay.
So if that job wasn't going to fly me out, I thought, I'll forget that. 'Cause my workers fly me out. Like, even like next month, I don't want to talk too much down with it, but watch it, it's crazy. Like, you're going to be thinking, raw, like, how are you doing it?
Yeah.
But all I'm going to say is that, guys, I just need just time to myself, because the whole resting thing, like we said, like, I'm going to need to rest a lot, because like, imagine going to like 5 countries in the space of like 1 month just to do work and like, make sure shit's patterned. Is a lot, but it has to be done, because it's like, I see my manager last year, he went like, I see like for 3-4 weeks back to back, he's in different countries, like he's in Mauritius, he's in no, he didn't go to Dubai. He went like Luxembourg, Jersey, all these places. I'm thinking, I want to do that. That looks fun. You get like, I want to put something on my CV to say, oh, like, here's a value I know about international regulations. Like, it would be a nice experience. And then obviously, like, in the future, leverage that, like, try build your own firm or something, then just pattern from there, really. So that's why I would decline it, because it's fun, don't get me wrong, like 6 figures, you can go get a mortgage on like 3 cribs and then like flip it, like use the equity there, like flip it to 6 cribs and leverage that, flip it to 12. Like, it's not, obviously it sounds like bread and butter, but secretly you got to put in the work. But but I'm not gonna lie, if you asked me this in uni, I probably would have said yes. But now, in the current situation I am, I would have to say no.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
God is good.
Amen.
No. I heard that one still, and that's what I mean. Like, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just down to whatever works for you. And really and truly, there are ways to get 6 figures without like doing those crazy hours, I guess. But I mean, at one point you're gonna have to put mad amount of work, so whether it's 70 hours or not, whether it's more or whether it's just that you're doing longer days than everyone else, you are gonna have to pay the price. But no, that was very, very interesting. I would like to hear what other people think as well, because like here already there's 2 of us and we both think differently. So
but there's like a thread on Twitter, like we say like 1, 2, 3 have now said it.
For sure. And even Twitter, they got the whole quote tweet bot now, which is quite dope. So you can see what other people are quote retweeted as well. So now I'm definitely gonna see what other people think because that's very interesting.
Even ask on your page.
No, for sure.
That'll be live. It would be nice to see people's reactions.
No, definitely, because at the end of the day, everyone wants sort of different things in life. They want enjoyment. They want like legacy. They want, and you can have it. You could want it all, and you can have it all. But yeah, it's just interesting to see everyone's chasing different things. Really and truly.
But the only thing with like leaving a legacy, like I feel like some people think it might come in 2 seconds, but it's actually a lifelong thing. Like you actually have to, like you were saying, the hours, because it's not just hours, and let's say that 70 hours in 1 week. No, it's like a lifetime amount of hours. So the more hours you put in, the more you'll get out. And that's why I feel like the whole consistency topic is really important. Like even if it's like you put in 2 hours today, but then another day you have more time available, you can put 8 hours in, and then but you have a minimum standard. So it's that you're not staying still, you're moving, even if it's like fast progress or slow progress. Progress is still progress. Like progress doesn't shy away from anyone.
Yeah. So you see the consistency thing, yeah. How would you know whether you're being consistent on the right thing?
I guess that's actually a good question.
It's a tough question because a lot of the time, like, it's like for me, for example, I always say this, like I wanted to get into investment banking and finance, all those kind of roles. So like from like year 11, I was good. Or from year 10, like just going hard with the whole internships, all these things. And obviously I'm motivated. I'm like, no, I don't want to give up. Yeah. But like for me now, looking back at where I am now at marketing, and I was at investment banking, like I wouldn't say I gave up, but I guess I just started trying different things. But like, how would you know whether like you're being consistent at the right thing, or whether it's like what you think you want, but it's really not?
I say it depends on the amount of results you're seeing. So even if, for instance, I feel like with the whole job searching thing, because I could use who am I going to use as an example? I'm going to use one of my boys called Spencer. It's funny because I'm going to link him after.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say with him, I remember he told me he got like this Excel spreadsheet. He put like every single job that he applied for, put like the progress report basically. So he's tracking like his progress. So as he's like seeing his progress, and he's like, let's say one has contacted him, one hasn't, it just like edit out for like 3 weeks. One has contacted him saying, telephone interview. I guess that's when you can kind of tell you're consistent, even if it's like you're doing like 1,000 jobs in a month. Realistically, I was going to do that. But, or even like 2 jobs a month. For the fact that you thought about going out there to get what you want, because you know the results are not going to come straight away. You know it's a process. So for the fact you're willing to put that first foot forward and say, you know what, today's a new day. Let me put my CV out here. Let me try this job method, or let me even drop a gem. Like you might go on the company website, see the telephone number, and then phone up and then say, would it be possible to speak to so-and-so in HR? Obviously do your research, see who the HR officers are. And then just say, because I got this application for this job, I'm in the first interview with someone else, but I feel like I could progress here. I feel like this is the role for me. Would it be, obviously you don't, you say that to the person, but don't say that to who you, like be straightforward, like, would it be possible to speak here? Yeah, I just want to talk to you about my application. When you're out there, just now sell yourself like, hi, nice to meet you. Basically I'm in a dilemma because I've just seen the application, I'm really drawn to it, but however, I am in like 2 final stage interviews and the companies are reputable. Would it be possible to, do you think there's still a chance to apply? Have you like filled up your applications? Even just the way how you're talking. If you don't get to talk to them, drop an email. Like, it don't kill. And if you don't get a result of that, is what it is, you tried. That's the main part. For the fact you jump out your comfort zone, like, not many people are going to do that. That's a standout candidate in my eyes.
Yeah. I think, I agree. And I think what's also important about that is the fact that at the end of the day, you are building character and resilience, and like you just being consistent, even though it's not for you, or you'll never know unless you try, I guess. And
that's the truth.
I guess like somehow you find out in the end, like maybe your focus shifts to something else and you just stay consistent at that new thing.
Yeah.
So I guess like there's no right or wrong answer, or there's no way to really find out till you've done it. Do you get what I'm saying? Until like whatever happens. Because it's funny because things always like, in my opinion, I believe like things always do get better and things always do sort themselves out. Because like looking back from, like if you just reflect on any situation you've been in, like look at where you are now, do you get what I'm saying? So I definitely agree that regardless, like life always figures itself out.
Yeah.
It's just being patient and staying down, do you get what I'm saying?
Because even as you're talking about situations, I was in the mad thing last summer. Like I was riding my bike as normal, like all like my friends and probably know, like I like to ride how I like to ride.
Cyclist,
Yeah, so then I'm not riding and then this car's driving like awkwardly. And then long story short, he just hit me now, and then I've now landed on the island and then I've hit like my shoulder. Like that was calm. That was blessed. I scraped my like forehead a bit. I thought that was the thing I was most concerned about. I didn't think anything else like. So then I'm now like looked up and then my arm's in a mad thing. My arm's like in some weird position. I'm just like my arm, like, and then you know what's funny? I saw one thing across the road, I was thinking, oh, she might see that. Like, Lord knows, she blanked it. I was thought, you know what, I'm good with all these things, I'm blessed, like. Because then it's like, you get
in the town of place, bro.
Yeah.
Guys trying to draw a thing.
No, but let me not lie, I was more concerned about my arms. I was just thinking, I need some type of help. Yeah. So then, like, people came and then I just thought, literally all I said in my head, this is a minor setback, major comeback. I kept trying to tell myself that, even like, oh my Lord, I was on morphine and all these stuff. And I was just like talking crazy, but that's the main thing I was saying, like minor setback, major comeback. Like,
you were out for like 6 months though, in that.
Bro, I was out for a minute. That first month, that felt like, at one point I thought, am I gonna come back? And then it got to like September, I started to wear the brace.
Yeah.
It got better, and then I had like an event in October, and I thought, I've actually come such a long way. I remember like when my arm was in a cast, and now it's like I got some type of like it hasn't like the full mobility isn't like restored, but it's still something there to be grateful about. Because
for sure,
there's some people that have no arms.
Yeah,
that's a whole different case.
Definitely. And that's the thing. It all comes down to perspective. Like as cliche or as like naive it might sound, but really and truly, your perspective could really change your whole situation.
Yeah, you're right.
Because like at the end of the day, like for me, how I see things is like there's always someone in a worse position, and there's always something to be grateful for, and there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And like although like someone might be in a position right now where like that could sound like so stupid to them, but that's the honest truth. And it's just like your perspective really changes everything. Like for facts, like I know like, so like last year or like for like 2 years I was working this job, and like my how I saw the job was like, I saw it as like an opportunity rather than an obligation. And like that really changed everything. So now I'm like, okay, today is another opportunity for me to get something, or for me to draw nearer to, do you get what I mean? Because I'm like, because like a lot of people who could be working a job could just be like, oh, like I hate it here, like this the ghetto, like this the worst shit ever. But it's also like, this is also an opportunity. For example, like wherever you are, like say for me, I was like I was going out to different properties. So I'm like, I could meet someone in this property and could like be my mentor now, could change like give me a better role or something like that. Do you get what I mean? So
because you're actually thinking about something positive. Exactly. You're manifesting that in the mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like when you sort of have that perspective in life and always seeing like the grass is always greener and can always be greener, and it's just like you watering it, do you get what I mean? It sort of changes how things sort of play out for you rather than you just like reflecting on the negative side. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, like I know for a fact that like when I was working, I didn't like it or whatever. But when I wasn't working, it was also like, oh shit, like where's the next pay and stuff like that. So it's like the grass is always greener wherever you water it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's never like, oh yeah. Like, cause like when I quit my job at first, I was like happy. Then 2-3 weeks kicked in, and then everyone's getting paid at the end of the month. And like, I'm like, shit, like, I'm freelancing, like, I'm getting paid when people want to pay me. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't want to swear, but I know people feel my pain. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's how sort of how it was. So it's just making like having that perspective that life is greener where you water it. Like at the end of the day, like you have to make it work, and you have to change your perspective on sort of negative situations, if you get what I mean. So.
Yeah, 100%. Because even with that situation, I felt so much positive came out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I was just looking at that because in that time frame, like my mental health was over the roof.
I can imagine.
Like it was fluctuating. 1 minute I'm thinking, yeah. 1 minute I'm thinking, oh, this person's saying he's pro, but he didn't even wish me well. Like there was even one guy. I don't even want to talk about him too much. I don't want to manifest that kind of energy. I don't want to. But it's like I was looking at him. I thought, you said I'm your big bro, but you can't even check on big bro. I need to cut you off. My whole family was helping me.
Yeah.
Like I even went to like my job interview with my cast and that. Even my director saw me. She was just like, "Oh no, oh what happened?" Like I was talking about it, and then I feel like no, but God bless her because she's actually a lovely woman. That we didn't just have an interview. We actually had a conversation. And I felt that connection there and then. Like even with my manager as well. Like I felt that. But with him, I felt like he didn't want to show his cards, didn't it? Because obviously he's trying to, he's trying to let me know that this is how I am, like this is how the patterns are in this company. But with my director, obviously she can like show more, like she can express more. Yeah,
that's how my interview was as well, male and female. And
yeah, because it's nicer when it's more of a conversation. Like you can ask them questions, and it's like if they folded under pressure, then that shows you had good questions under your belt.
Yeah, I agree. No, that's dope because like I can definitely imagine your mental health being on a crazy one. Like just the whole hospital scene is depressing as it is.
But I was still making videos. That's the
I
thing.
remember. I
was still making videos because I thought, you know what? Yeah, I can either be depressed and say my arm, or I can think, you know what? Yeah, let me make a video so later on when I'm now feeling down. There was a time when I was even downer than this. Like, that was probably like, I feel like I wouldn't even say it's my lowest, but that was probably the low for 2019. But in life, I'll say it was more of an up because it made me realize that you need a break. The whole resting thing, like I was trying to say, and I just feel like that was my biggest resting period. Like taking that month off made me realize that I need to take time with what I'm doing. I need to rest instead of working hard. Like work smart, hustle smart.
Yeah, hustle smart. No, for sure. I remember. I think I said this quote on the like couple episodes before. Something like, "There's no glory in a grind that grinds you to dust." Yeah. Like at the end of the day, like you can be working super hard, but if it's burning you out or if it's killing you inside, it's not really worth it. And that's not why you start working or why you start a business or why you start building a career. And all these things is not for it to burn you out, it's for it to end up working for you and stuff like that. So I feel like your body defo forces you to rest.
Yeah, definitely forces
like, you know,
yeah.
And that's the thing, that's why it's so funny because like when I get ill, like, because I hardly get ill, but when I get ill, I know it's my body saying like, you need a couple of days out because like that's the only time when I know like shit, I gotta rest or I can't leave my bed or it's one of them ones. But yeah, like I feel like that's probably that was probably the same. Like you probably needed that rest as well, recharging, realigning, all that stuff. Do you get what I'm saying?
And it was a massive detox as well, even though I was all on like these crazy drugs and that. But it was a detox from life because I wasn't out there as much. I probably went to maybe like 1 or 2 things. Just because it's like, actually, I went to a few things just because as the arm got better, obviously want to like get fresh air and all this stuff. But then in the main period, no, not at all. If anything, I might have gone out just so like I could do something productive. Like I went to do a few viewings for what's this thing, the October event. Okay. So obviously I would go out then, but I wouldn't go out just to like see friends because
for those who don't know, what was the October event?
Oh no, it was my games night, my first ever games night. So it was on the 5th of October, like literally that was the craziest. But yeah, basically it was just the games night where like we had like interactive games, so like icebreakers, everyone like getting to know each other, etc. You never know who you could meet. Like you could meet a mentor, for instance. Like I think even one of my friends was telling me that, one of my brethren, they said, like I could be like your mentor. So that's a you get it. So I just more created that just so that it was something fun, it was something different. Like not every day like shake your ass and all these things. Like actually go out, talk to someone, see what similarities you have, and enjoy yourself. Like enjoy the games. Like my sister made cupcakes. Those cupcakes ran out. I had to take like 3 because everyone was moving nuts. And then lastly, there was like two talks. Like one of my guys called what is it? Shepherd Bush. I can't remember. It's mad.
Shout him out, you know.
Definitely.
Now's the chance, bro. Have to shout him out.
You know, I'm gonna shout him out then.
Make sure you shout him out then. But yeah, who else spoke?
And then literally it was just me. So literally it was just me and him.
Nice.
Yeah. So we literally done our thing. Everyone was loving it, and then just progressed from there, really.
No, that's dope. Because I remember I also met you at a networking event.
It was the BXB one.
Yeah, the BXB one. That's where I first met you. So like, have you always been sort of like involved in like networking events and stuff like that? Like, have you always like sort of been putting yourself out there from early, or was that just something last year you decided to try? Because I think that was one of my main goals last year, to start networking more and start pushing myself out. And it was like nerve-wracking, bro. Do you get what I mean? Like I used to be like shitting pants, like when because like one time, so I used to go networking with my boss, and like because we're working for a small company, and we're also trying to get new leads, trying to build new relationships and stuff like that. And then one time he just told me he's not coming, and I was like, shit, should I go home? Like, that's how scared I was. But I was like, my theory is like, whenever my heart starts beating, I have to do it. So like my heart was beating crazy, bro. I was like, you know what? He's told me he's not coming. I'm like 50 minutes from home. If I leave now, I can get home in time to call off. And do you get what I mean? But I'm also thinking like, what if? Like, do you get me? Like, what if I miss that one person? Or what if? Do you get what I mean? So like, I feel like that's when I just had to push myself extra out of my comfort zone, and luckily I met some dope people that I'm still friends with today. Do you get what I mean?
That's good.
It's like you just never know, and sometimes you just have to push yourself out that comfort zone, because it's always easy to retreat and just go back into that shell. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah,
no, you're all right. I feel the first networking event I went to was in 2018, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a small black people's event, if I'm honest.
Okay.
So it's like we were talking to different people, and then me and my friend kind of had this goal where, okay, cool, let's see who can talk to the most people, innit? Because like we used to do stuff in uni as well, but it's like in terms of like actual out here in London networking, that was different. I was like, what? I'm talking to like. It's because like it's more professionals. It's not like you're looking at students.
To be fair, I feel like I do feel like people put a lot of people overcomplicate the word networking.
Yeah, honestly,
because I just like when we're doing ACS events and when we're going out to meet people and meet and greets and all that stuff, that is networking. Do you get what I mean? Networking is just legit building relationships, meeting new people and stuff like that. But I feel like when you say networking, people think, oh yeah, it's like business and corporations.
Yeah, like you got to present this mad presentation to say, oh, I can help you in this, that, or what I need from you. But no, it's literally like you said, building a relationship. So it's not, oh, what can I take from you? It's like, how can we add value together? And I think you said this in the first or second podcast. But I started to realize that like when was it? I must have met like this German politician in uni, like, and I was more asking her like stuff I wanted, but I didn't cater towards what she wanted. And she didn't reply to me. I thought, I've miscued the whole networking thing. It's not what can
you take from her?
It's like,
for sure.
Like, let's see how we can grow together.
Yeah, let's see how we can help each other.
So once I realized that, it's like in the networking event that I did go to with my friend. Like we spoke to like 5 different people, and it's like I told her I'm going to meet a chartered accountant, but I believe that with my heart because I was reading this book called the resonance field and the DNA field plus the law of resonance.
Okay.
So that one day, like put me in a different mind frame to like have faith.
Could you just say that again for those who?
Sorry, I might have said it a bit too fast. Sorry, but yeah, it's called the DNA Field and the Law of Resonance by Pierre Frank. So we'll drop the details there, or like DM me if you want it.
Yeah, we'll drop the details in the notes and stuff.
Yeah, so like when I was reading that, it put me in a different mind frame because it's telling you to like believe with your heart, not think with the belief of your mind. Okay. So because your heart's has more of a resonance field compared to your like mind. Your mind like does it for like maybe it covers like the energy field covers your head when your heart covers like 2.5 meters because it has that much like energy in it. If you get what I'm saying. So as I realized this, I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna channel stuff not from my mind but from my heart. So as I now said, I'm gonna meet this chartered accountant. I actually did meet a chartered accountant. That's what smacks it. Like I didn't meet like the one I wanted because I wanted more of an like ACCA or ACA, CIMA. But I was grateful for the fact that I know whatever I manifest in this world, I'm going to get it regardless. So there's like, we spoke on that, and then I spoke to one of our other friends as well. He worked in Barclays. I think he's moved on to somewhere else. So like even just speaking to them too, like they give me a different insight. They just let me know, I keep grinding that. Don't worry, you're gonna get your graduate role. And now I've actually got the graduate role like what, a whole 2 years after. Was it 2? Yeah, 2 years after I'm graduating. I'm like, I'm grateful. Like I'm out here trying to do what I got to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's dope. I feel like when I sort of simplified networking and sort of changed it to more giving rather than taking, seeing how I can help really did change a lot of things for me. So like when you're meeting people and you're saying, like, is there any way I can help you? Is there any way I can be of service to you? And that's the same thing that goes for LinkedIn as well. So like when introducing myself to people, I'm not like, can we go for a coffee or do you mind if I ask you a few questions? I sort of try and find a pain point. So instead of like, I'm now doing more like quality over quantity. Like at first I was going crazy in the forward. I wouldn't stop DMing people till I've reached my maximum account, like maximum number, like which is like 50.
50?
Yeah, and I was going hard. But it's like, if you just find one or two people, you study them, you find a pain point, and if you have a solution for them. So for example, me, like how I met my mentor was he's like so he does like music and like music management, music branding and all that stuff. Like, so he does a lot of business deals when it comes to like brands and music and stuff like that. But I saw that his pain point is more towards his own personal brand. Like he's managing everyone, but who's managing him? Do you get what I mean? So like I was able to sort of come up with like a pitch deck and you can't do this for everyone because you don't have time. So like that's why you have to focus on one or two people. So like the first time when I met him, I said like, he was like, like any questions you have, just let me know. Like we'll meet up and I can help. I see how I can help you, see who I can introduce you to. But I'm like, I want to help you. I was like, I remember you said that you're struggling to do so and so forth. I came up with a few solutions and that sort of flipped things because people want to help you more when you're able to help them rather than when they just feel like you're draining them and you're sucking things away from them. You get what I'm saying? Definitely. So I feel like when I sort of changed the whole like, and it's just like as a human being, you should be more giving and taking. And I feel like the world would be a much better place if everyone did view things that way. And it's just like, so like when it comes to networking, you're offering things out rather than trying to see what you can gain from them. Or when you're trying to find a mentor, you're now reaching out to them in a way where you're more selfless and where it's more like, let me help you. And from helping you, I'm able to get a lot of value and I'm able to get mentorship from you. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like, it's like, it's all good you saying to me like, or someone saying to you like, like I would love for you to be my mentor. You saying to someone, I'd love for you to be my mentor. Is there any way like we can set something up? But people are very busy. Do you get what I'm saying? People want solution providers, not more problems. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's being able to flip that and be like, okay, I know you're a busy person. What about I'm able to help you with this so I can lighten your load? And that way they're like, okay, cool, I want this person around more. And when you're just around them, you get a lot of gems because you're around someone who is very knowledgeable and has a wealth of knowledge and is willing to share it because they're giving it to someone who is helping them out. So I feel like when people are able to change that perspective and change the way they sort of go about things, it can really be of huge difference to you in everything, really.
Would you say your manager at work could be one of your biggest mentors in life?
Of course. And that's the thing. A lot of people think, like, and I say this to people, a lot of people overcomplicate mentorship, networking, all these things. Like a mentor could be your older brother or my older sister. Like there's a lot of knowledge you can gain from them. Mentorship is just like someone who's been before you and is able to teach you things and you're able to learn from their mistakes. And that's the thing. So a mentor, like I've been to like 3 mentorship programs and all that stuff, and that's good. But you can also have informal mentors who you like to speak to on a level, like it could be friendship, but you're able to learn from them. Your friends are also mentors. Do you get what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people who are doing stuff that you want to do and you can ask them and they can mentor you in that sense. Yeah. But it's not always like mentorship is for me has never been like a contractual agreement. Me saying, okay, I agree to be so-and-so's mentee and they agree to be my mentor and I will do this and do this and do this to make sure I'm fulfilling my part of the mentorship agreement. Do you get it's never been as formal for me and I don't think it's ever going to be formal for anyone like that. It's more like building personal relationships with people who you aspire to be one day or who you can learn a lot from and being able to now build a relationship with them and you're able to get a wealth of knowledge and you're also able to mentor them back and give them a wealth of knowledge because a lot of the time if they're 30, 40 and you're in your 20s, there's a lot that has happened. Like I'm here teaching my mentor how to be much better on social media. Do you get what I mean? And to me, that's like to me, that's something that every young person can do because we're more on it than them. Yeah, there's like, bro, TikTok, there's a lot of people who are leveraging, teaching companies or clients how to use TikTok well. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? And it's just like these 18-year-olds are going to be much better than someone like our age even, or then imagine someone who's double our age.
Yeah, because I realised with the younger generation, they got time to actually do their research and all these stuff. Like if they really wanted to get into like the arts of how to utilize.
Well, we also got time as well. We're less busy than people with families and kids.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Sure. Yeah, I feel like the whole time concept is even misconstrued because it's like, what is time in terms of how do you utilize it? Like, what are you actually doing with the remaining hours in the day? So even like you said, we can do research. Well, you like for me right now. Like my main focus is on like work, CNL, doing studies, and then just like building myself personally. So even that might consist of I might read a book like once a month, or I might think, let me conduct research, like, or let me find out about the motherland, or let me find out about our European counterparts and all these stuff, like, or even like I feel like one of the best things. Like, man them on the roads could do is get elocution lessons. Learn how to talk properly in the office. I've never had elocution lessons, but just like looking in the office, adapting, like just how to answer the phone, like, hi, how are you? Like, we all got that wild voice secretly, you get it?
The code. Code. For sure.
You get what I mean? Because in the office, I'm not going to say certain stuff unless it's like, let's say, like, I'm the trainee on my team. Obviously, we're going to talk in a certain way. Let's say, we're going to have our codes and but it's not 24/7. You're going to want to even speak slang. Even, I just feel like we can evolve and do our own thing. Like, we
definitely can.
Yeah, like, we can teach others how to pattern and how to, like, execute and X, Y, and Z. Like, there's so much. Even like us talking now, this is probably a mentorship program for someone who's listening.
That's the thing. You can also have like mentors who you don't even know, like online mentors. Like I remember when I was starting out, like Gary V, Grant Cardone, Eric Thomas. All these people were able to sort of be like a mentor figure to me, and you don't need to know them personally, but they have a whole lot of content out there that is the same thing they'll say to you in real life. Like, that's the thing. You don't always need someone's time. You just need their content. You just need their knowledge, and you can leverage it and now learn from their mistakes and all. And a lot of these things are out there. That's what like YouTube is for. So that's the thing. Like, a lot of people like want this personal mentorship, and there's no mentor that's gonna be able to fast track your progress. Like, there's mentors that are gonna put you in certain places and make things easier for you. But I mean, like, you don't just find a mentor and then that's it. You've now been successful. You're still gonna need to graft. So you're gonna have to put a whole lot of work and have to be patient as well. Do you get what I'm saying? There's no mentor that can be like, okay, yeah, I've changed your life. But at the end of the day, like that, there's no real like fast track to success at the end of the day, regardless of who you know. Like everyone who got to where they are had to work for it, and you also have to work for it as well. Do you get what I'm saying?
Nothing easy in this life comes for free.
Sure. But just quickly for all our people to know a bit more about you, I'm gonna ask 3-5 questions.
Yeah.
So let me go. So what's the best book you've read? What's your bigger goal or what's your bigger why? And what is the worst advice you've ever given? What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Cool. In terms of my favorite book, it's cool. No, there's a contest, you know. Cool. I'll
list out like 2 or 3.
Cool. I got one called Sleepers. It's like a non-fiction of like 4 boys. They grew up all together, and then they done this mad thing where they pushed the car, they killed a man. They went to bin, and then like they all came out different. Like 2 of them came out like thugs. One of them came out as a lawyer, I believe, and then I can't remember what happened to the other one, but that one's interesting. I'm not gonna talk too much on it.
Yeah, no, I like that because it's not everyday self-help books. Like,
yeah.
It's not everyday, innit? But yeah, Sleepers. Yeah.
And then the second one would be The Prince by Nicolo Machiavelli. This one's a total, like, it's outside of my remit.
Mm-hmm.
When my sister brought me into this, I thought, yo, this could set me a good 5-10 years ahead. So like that one there is more like philosophy. So he's more talking about the art of revenge. Like if you're gonna do it properly. Do it so that when you inflict like let's say for instance like I don't want to use this what Hitler, like he went in to do his thing and like he wasn't thinking about the repercussions. He was just going out there and he knew that the revenge he was inflicting, no one was really trying to beef him. And that's an example that's even in the book. It's not a popular example, but those are the kind of people that are being referred to as like a prince figure. And then what is it you asked?
Yeah, what's your bigger why or what's like your ultimate goal?
My bigger why is just to provide back for the community, if I'm dead honest. It might sound cliche, but it's like from me doing like all these like posts on Insta, like workshops, and even like just being on your podcast, like grateful for it. Like it's me putting myself out there so someone else can put themselves out there and they can put their friends out there. Like just everyone doing something. Like everyone needs to be out here doing something positive. Like forget all the negative stuff. And then
what's the worst advice you've ever been given?
I think the worst advice I've ever been given is to not take risks, because the amount of risk I've taken since like 17, 18, like mate, I remember 18, I was dead flat on my face, and then it's only till like 19, 20, I started to pick myself up and like go out there and like take bigger risks and gambles, and it actually paid off. So
for sure.
Now I say the worst advice was not to take risks. Man.
And what's the best advice you've ever been given?
Go out there, the ball's your oyster. Because now I've actually seen it with my own 2 eyes, where it's like, if you put in the work, it doesn't matter like how long, keep going. Like, don't stop.
Yeah.
And as I haven't stopped, it's like, the opportunities that's coming my way is endless. So, like, that's the best advice. Like, just go out there, the ball's your oyster. What's
one principle you live by?
It's funny, but being consistent. That's literally it. That's literally it. Like, because even if it's like 1 hour a day, or like cool. Let's say like you have 365, 365 days. You set yourself a minimum standard and just go at it. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do. And I've literally seen the growth, so I can give that advice out there, and like, or the one principle, and just like have everyone else try to replicate the same thing, like baby steps.
That's dope. Yeah, man, that's dope. That's what I'm gonna end it with. I appreciate you for coming. And
Thank you for even bringing me up.
No problem. And one thing I want to like just end it on is like, keep on showing up. Do you get what I mean? Like you never know. Like you're always one away. Like you're always one conversation away. You're always one like social media posts, you're always one away. You're always one podcast episode away from that turning point. So just keep on showing up every day, stay consistent, and keep pushing on. And remember to focus on things that move the needle. And yeah, Alex is not here, and I didn't brief you, but thank you everyone for listening once again. Like we always say, if you want to get involved, send us a DM or an email. We appreciate everyone for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, guys, focus on things that move the needle. Thanks for listening.
Thank you guys for even listening. Thank you guys for even listening to me, Shubbz. It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure to honestly just be here and be on the platform. It's something special. Keep watching, trust me.
Appreciate that, bro. Thank you.